back to Butterfly Dreams Crochet and More. My name is Jeannie, and today we're going to be doing the tutorial using the pumpkin form to make this beautiful either fall centerpiece or pumpkin, whatever you want to call it. I actually think it is perfect for just like a centerpiece because you can do it in any color of your choice of yarn. You can use whatever flowers you want and everything. So what you're going to need for this tutorial is a pumpkin form. And I got mine at Dollar Tree. These actually measure 18 1/4 inches in diameter. So that's the roundness of it. 5 1/2 inches wide and 4 1/2 inches tall. And this is how it looks completed. You will need some 12 millimeter beads. These 4 total. If you want beads on yours, you'll need a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. You will need a darning needle. You'll need a pair of scissors. And you'll also need something to cut the stem of your flower. Now, these are some just cheap wire cutters that I got from Walmart. I think I paid like back then 97 cents for them. They're in that little thing at Walmart where you can get individual things from. And you will need some 4-weight yarn of your choice. Now you can use any kind of yarn, whether it's cotton, acrylic, or wool, or whatever. But I will be using the Loops and Threads Impeccable in the color gold. Now again, this tutorial will be using the pumpkin form. I am going to do one that shows you how to make it without the pumpkin form and using polyfil. That will not be in this video though. I will do a separate tutorial for that by itself because the pumpkin is made completely different from what we're making for the form. So I'm going to get my camera adjusted and see y'all back down closer to the table, and we'll go ahead and get started if you're ready. Okay, so there are several ways you can get started with this. You can use the magic circle, or you can chain 4, join to the first chain to form a ring, and then chain 2, which does not count as a stitch. Here are throughout this tutorial, and work 12 double crochets into your ring. Or you can do a magic circle, which is what I will be doing here. Now the way I do my magic circle is I put the tail in my palm and hold it. I wrap around my first 2 fingers and I make an X across the front. Insert into that front loop, pull that back loop up, grab that yarn and chain 1. Now we're going to add 1 more chain for a total of 2. That does not count as a stitch. We're going to work 12 double crochets into this magic ring. So wrap your yarn, insert into your magic ring, pull up a loop, wrap, pull through 2, wrap and pull through 2. And we're going to do that for a total of 12. And 12. Once you have your 12 double crochets into your magic circle, we're going to pull that tail to close it up. And now we're going to join to the very first double crochet, not the top of the chain 2, but the first double crochet with a slip stitch. For row 2, or round 2, we're going to be working 2 double crochets into every stitch all the way around. So chain 2 and go right back into that same stitch and work 2 double crochets, 1 and 2. Remember, our chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Insert into the next stitch and work 2 double crochets. And continue that all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, I have 1 stitch left and I'm going to work my last 2 double crochets into it. And I have a total of 24 double crochets. Okay, now we're going to join with a slip stitch. See, this is our chain 2. We're not joining into it. We're going to join in the top of that first double crochet with a slip stitch. Our next 3 rows will be increase rows or rounds. So we're going to chain 2 and in this same stitch work 1 double crochet, and then in the next stitch put 2 double crochets. In the next stitch work 1 double crochet. In the next stitch 2 double crochets. And that will be your repeat all the way around. And when you get to your last stitch, you should be putting 2 double crochets into the last stitch. So continue working 1 double crochet in the next stitch and 2 double crochets in the next stitch. And I'll meet y'all when I get to my last stitch. Okay, so I made it here to my very last stitch. The stitch prior to has 1 double crochet. So in that last one, we will work 2 double crochets. And again, that's my chain 2, which we're not working into. So into the top of that double and slip stitch. And round 3 is complete. For round 4, we're going to chain 2. And it's another increase round. So we're going to work 1 double crochet back into that same stitch, 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So 1 and 2. And now we're going to put 2 double crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2, 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and 2 double crochets into the next stitch. And repeat that all the way around until you get back to the beginning, and I'll meet y'all when I get to the end. Okay, so I made it here to the end. I have 1 stitch left. I've worked 1 double crochet in those 2. And now we're going to work 2 double crochets into that very last stitch. Again, we're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of that first double crochet. And that completes round 4. And I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you how many stitches you should have at the end of round 3, which will be 36. I'm trying to make sure math is right. And then at the end of round 4, you will have 48. You're increasing 12 each time. So chain 2, and this is our increase round, and it'll be our last increase. So we're going to go right back into this same stitch and work a double crochet, 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and 1 double crochet into the next stitch. So the first 3 stitches got 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, work 2 doubles. In the next 3, work 1 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, and in the next stitch work 2, and you'll repeat that all the way around, and I'll see y'all when I get back to the beginning. Okay, I'm coming up on the end. I have 4 stitches left. I'm going to work 1 double crochet in the next 3 and 2 double crochets into that very last stitch. Join to the top of that double crochet with a slip stitch. Now that completes all of our increases. And I know y'all are probably like, well, that's not very big, but trust the process. It works, y'all. I've done made 8, 9 pumpkins or fall decor. So we're going to chain 2, and for rows 6 through 12, we're just going to be working 1 double crochet in every stitch all the way around for rows 6 through 12. So go into your very first stitch that you slip stitched into and work a double, and put 1 double crochet into every stitch. When you get back here, remember to join to the top of your very first double crochet right there. And you're going to do that until we get to row 12. And I will meet y'all when I have row 12 completed. Alright, so I've finished row 12. Now, if you want to, you can try your pumpkin form inside of it, which I do recommend that you do. And it should come just like that. It's not going to come up to the top. We're fixing to do our decrease rows, which will bring it up and over the top. So, the next 3 rounds are going to be decrease rows. And if you remember, we increased by 1, then 2, then 2 doubles, then an increase, 3 doubles, and an increase. So we're going to decrease in reverse. So we're going to chain 2, and we're going to work 1 double crochet in that same stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 for a total of 3 double crochets. Now we're going to work our decrease, not increase, decrease. We're decreasing, Jeannie. So wrap your yarn around your hook. We're going to do the invisible decrease. And if you look here, we have the V's on the top. This is our front loop. That is our back loop. And we want to wrap our yarn, and we want to insert underneath that front loop of the next stitch. Rotate your hook and go underneath that front loop of the next stitch. Then pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, and pull through 2. That is an invisible decrease. Alright, now we're going to work 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And that will be our repeat all the way around. 3 doubles, 1 double in the next 3 stitches, then wrap, go underneath that front loop of the next stitch, front loop of the next stitch, draw up a loop, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, pull through 2. Let's do it again. 1 double crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. So 2 and 3. Now we're going to work an invisible decrease over the next 2 stitches. Wrap your yarn, go underneath that front loop, rotate your hook, go underneath the front loop of the next stitch, pull up a loop, 3 loops on your hook, wrap, pull through 2, wrap, and pull through 2. And repeat that all the way around, and when you get to the beginning, you should have 2 stitches left, which you will do your decrease. And I will meet y'all when I get back to here. Okay, so I've made it back. I've done my last 3 double crochets. I have 2 stitches left. And now we're simply going to work an invisible decrease we're going to join to the top of that very first double and slip stitch. Now we're going to chain 2. Pull you up a good little loop where we don't pull it out by inserting. Now we do have to insert our pumpkin form into our sleeve. That's what I call it, a sleeve. And we will have to work with the pumpkin form for the next 2 rounds of decreases and then the final round as well. So we got 3 more rounds to go. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to be decreasing again. And this time we're going to work 2 double crochets. And I'm going to have to bring the camera up for this a little bit. So that's my first double crochet. This is my second double crochet. And then we're going to work our invisible decrease. 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. 1 and 2. And then invisible decrease over the next 2 stitches. And work 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet y'all when I have 2 stitches left. Okay, so I've completed round 14. Now round 15 will be 1 double crochet, decrease, 1 double crochet, and decrease. So chain 2, go right back into that same stitch and work a double, and then decrease over the next 2 stitches, double crochet into the next stitch, and decrease into the next 2, double into the next stitch, and decrease over the next 2. Continue that all the way around, and I'll meet y'all when I get back to the end. Okay, so I made it to the end of my last decrease row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, round 15. Now for round 16, the only thing we're going to do is chain 1 and go right back into that same stitch and work 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. So 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And I know it's a little awkward working with the pumpkin inside, but okay, join with a slip stitch to your first single crochet, chain 1, and cut your tail. It don't have to be a long tail because we're not using that to weave in our, to close our circle off. We're not using that. So that completes the form, and you can stretch it now like this. Just stretch it around. There we go. Now we're going to push that to the side, and we're going to leave a, not a real long tail, about 6 inches, and we're going to chain 50. and then add 2 for 52. And leave you about a 6-inch tail as well. Chain 1 and pull it through. That's our chain. Now we're going to bring our pumpkin back in. And we're going to thread one of our tails through our darning needle. And now, because I know this is the back side where we joined, I'm going to come keeping my stem straight, and I'm going to come right here in the middle of it, and I'm going to pull my chain through to about right there. And then I'm going to weave in and out of every single crochet all the way around. Just move that tail out of your way. And I'm going to pinch this and hold it, because I don't want it to pull through. And it's okay for it to gather up on you. So just keep pulling through each single crochet. Make sure you go under both loops of your single crochet. And make sure you get underneath that one. Here. And just keep going around. All the way. And you should come out right beside your other chain. And they matching up. Now take and hold on to both, and then just cinch it closed like that. And just push it down. Now we're going to take our tails, and we're going to tie it. Just like that. And then we're going to tie it in a knot. And it's okay about the knot, because this is very easily taken out. And now, they're pretty much the same height. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this end of loose. And I don't know if that's the end that I started with, or if this is my end that I finished with. Okay. It obviously was the one I started with, which is okay. It just takes a little longer to get it loose. That's all. Okay, now I can pull it. And I want it to be just right above it. So about right there. You want one shorter and one longer. So now what I'm going to do is take my hook and pull my yarn back through. And pull it. Now what we're going to do is add our beads. So again, you can use a darning needle for this, or you can use a beater, and I'll show you that on the other one. So I do 2 beads per strand, and I just put them through my needle, and then push them up through there. Now what I like to do is come through this very last stitch and go through and make a knot. And I try to do it evenly on both sides, like so, and that will help keep those beads in place as well. And then lay it to the back. Now this is called a beater, and how you use a beater is you take your beads and you stick them on just like that. Stick your yarn through that big eye and then push your beads off and on. But then you still got to go back to your darning needle and create your knot into your end here. And try not to split the yarn. Alright, and that is that. Now I don't never cut my tails off my beads until I add a little hot glue to them. So okay. Now the next thing you want to do, I always do the hot glue last, is weave in your tail from where we finished off round 16. And I just weave back and forth a couple of times like that. And then go back the opposite direction. Now it don't matter if you split your yarn weaving in. And then I am just going to cut my tail, and that is done. Now, staying focused on what's front and what's center. Next, we're going to get our flowers. And I already had 2 in here. I went and got an extra one. So, what I like to do is start with the center first. And I am fixing to just trim all of my... Now, because this is the center and I want it up a little bit, I'm going to cut it back as far as I can. Now, these do not have to be cut that far. And I did get these from Walmart for 97 cents a piece. So I'm just going to cut that there. And I'm going to cut that there. But I need 4. I need 2 of each one. I'm going to take that label off. Sometimes they get stuck and they're hard to remove. I always prepare my flowers first. Alright, cut that one. And cut that one. And I'm going to add some of these little cattails that I got from Dollar Tree to it. Now this, I will have it stay down low. So, I'm going to cut it kind of long. But where it don't go through the bottom of my pumpkin form. And I need to cut this off. Now these you have to cut because they got like a plastic coating wrapped around them. And I want this grass one. Now let's do this one. Let's do this one. I'm going to cut it back far. And you see how easy they are to cut with those scissors. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is the wheat, I'm going to put right in the middle at an angle. and you'll hear it popping. And pull it up some and bring that down to the base. Now we're not hot gluing any of this, and I'm going to bring that up until I get it in, and we're going to go right to the side, and I am going to pull that down and go in just a little bit further for a little stability. In this next one, we're going to go into the same location, angle it down, and sometimes you have to really force it in and then pull your leaf down to the back, or you can wrap it this way. That's one thing about these, they're maneuverable. And do it like so. Now we're going to take our flower, actual flower. This one didn't have any actual leaves. And I'm going to go here. Notice I'm not going inside that. And just stick it right there. And I'm going to take this next one and go on the opposite side and do the same thing. Sometimes the stem will bend, and you just have to feed it through. Now I'm coming to the back side, and I'm going to take my next rose and go right in there with it. And that'll kind of secure these a little bit better too. And then this next one, and go right in here. Just like that. And now you have them, and this is the front. And now you have flowers all the way around, and we're going to maneuver that around like that. And now we'll secure this with hot glue. I got to let it warm up, y'all. Okay, just remember, anytime you're working with a hot glue gun, the glue is very hot. So use any kind of protection that you need to protect yourself from getting burned. Now what I like to do is pull those up just a little bit. And if you pull them kind of tight to the side, you can get, well, you can't on these beads. I could on my other beads. Okay, let's try here. Nope. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just bring that down. And we're going to gently put just a little glue around that. Being very careful not to touch it because, again, it's hot. Now gently push these down over it. And I use my little spatula here to kind of pull that up to the top and get any excess off. And then once it starts turning, it's pretty much cool. And then just kind of push it flat to your bead. And I cut my tail. And then I take this and just go, I'm not really mashing it, it's just the little excess that is in the end there. And that is that. And I see that right there showing. So I will pick that off. Alright, and do the same thing over here. We're going to put less this time. I squeezed out way too much. We're just going to do like that. Flip it over to the back side. Do like that. we're going to pull that bead down over it and just kind of push. It's not really, really hot because it's not been on but a few minutes. So it's not even burning my skin. Go ahead and cut that tail. And then we're just going to go around gently with some hot glue. And put this back over here. And that is it. And that completes our pumpkin. Well, I'm not calling them pumpkins. I'm calling them fall decors, even though we're using a pumpkin form. And yes, the way this is designed, it does go into the indentions of the pumpkin, and you can see it. But the thing of this, these are all interchangeable because we're not securing them with any type of glue or anything like that. So you can remove these and replace them with whatever flowers that you want to match your house. And you can also just make these as little cute flower arrangements to sit around your house to match your home decor. So I have made 2 that are identical. These are for Sarah. So she wanted them like this. And I really love how these turned out. So I don't know how many this is. I think this is pumpkin number 10. So yeah. I've got a couple more to make. I've got some orders for them. So that's what I've been doing along with my hats. So, and that is what I'm actually fixing to get back started on is my hats and get those out of the way so I can put them in the mail tomorrow and get them shipped off to them. So, yeah. Well, y'all won't see this till Tuesday and the hats will be already shipped. So, but yeah. I will be releasing the tutorial Wednesday that will show you how to do it if you do not have the pumpkin form, and you can stuff it with polyfil and it will look just as beautiful. I do have one made, but I don't want to show it because it's going to be a surprise for next month. That one particular. But we'll do one. The tutorial will be out Wednesday. I will get it done in the morning, which will be Tuesday. And y'all will see it either Tuesday evening or Wednesday morning. It just depends. So, yep. But those are completed. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. And if you have a better way of securing your beads, let me know in the comments as well. Thank y'all again for watching. Thank y'all for being part of the butterfly team. If you have not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Give this video a like. Leave me a comment. And share it out, y'all. And until the next video, be kind. Remember to smile. I love each and every one of you all. And until the next one, bye for now.